Rail enthusiasts. Today we're going to take a deep dive into Run 8 while explaining my summer plans in detail, as most detail I can. Today we're going to be running 75G in the Birmingham district. So this is going to be a loaded coal train. I am unsure if this coal train is normally loaded, however, it's loaded in our sake. We have a 2x0x1 with all EMD ST78ACEs with 1116 being our leader. Let's go ahead and hop into the cab and let's get on the road. Alright, this is all set up ready to rock for us to call auto and get us rolling. Let's see. Yep. On this train we are running a K5 LLA, which is best represented by the BNSF ST78ACs. This train is a bit of a bugger sometimes to get rolling. It is a dog, especially at a 1.6 HBT. But nonetheless, we are getting a roll. And here's our stats for today. The length is 3,400 feet with horsepower per ton of 1.6, which means we're on the slower side. We're running 75G with 60 loads or empties with the total of, with the units is 63 units total. And we have our max speed down here for the train ways. These things are maximum rate for 70, however if we are using freight we have to abide by the car dynamics and the load itself. Man, I'm a yawning mess today. Okay, so June for me is kind of an extremely busy month. I start up school again, so I'll try to deal with it the best I can. Most of the time those days I don't go out, so school starts in the middle of the month, fortunately, for 2 months, and then I'll start my fall semester again. However, Franklin Park Railroad, not even Franklin Park Rochelle is Railroad Days is this weekend, so it's tomorrow and Sunday. Whenever I'll be out of town for that, so I won't be able to attend. Franklin Park is in next weekend. Not next weekend, but the following weekend. So I'll be attending Franklin Park Railroad Days, start class, and then I will be out of town for a week. So I will not be able to do much other than post on social media. However, with that being said, as soon as I get back from being out of town, I am going to Galesburg Railroad Days and taking the yard tour. So there'll be a lot of fun stuff coming out of that, and I hope you guys would enjoy as well. And then July, if I'm mistaken, I'm going to break my fry roll real quick. July, I think it is pretty off. Safety blitz, nothing on there. I have my baseball game at the end of the month for Operation Lifesaver. And that kind of wraps up until August. And then there'd be intermittent times where I can probably get into the, oh, I completely forgot about August. Jeez, I'm bad. My body needs caffeine at this point. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm yawning like up a storm right now, and I do apologize now. However, in August, just before I start the fall semester, I will be up at Ilinrail Museum for electric car extravaganza and the diesel days. I'll be attending all 3 days of diesel days planned. That's my itinerary plan, is to attend all 3 days. I don't know what I'll do all 3 days, but one of them I am going up there for Operation Lifesaver, and then the other 3 are just purely to get photos and whatnot, and also to ask questions to whether I can be hopefully a volunteer there soon. But nonetheless, we are alone. So we're gonna instantly have a DPU error. I made sure I set everything up properly before I began. Other than that, there's nothing. I pre-called that over though. Okay. My forward light is on. I've got a scoop of my powder for lightning supplement, because I haven't had that in forever and I kind of want some. So if you guys aren't interested, oh boy, I have to remember it now. Jesus. It's. Let me check real quick. This is a very, very bad promo by me. I do apologize. If you go to dubbby.gg and put the promo code of WT Frags, that is DUDEPUTYFRAGS with capitals on the D and F, to save 10% on your order. I figured out that this stuff is pretty nice to have. We are pushing 102,000 pounds of tractive effort, which is absurd. And we are making these things go to the moon. It's also because we're going up 1.5% grade with a 1.6 HPG. So, I didn't call that alert. Come on. Crossing coming up here soon. But the tentative itinerary plan for 2025 is that I'll be going to Franklin Park Railroad Days, Galesburg. Didn't know that. When I knew that. Wow. I've been living under a rock. Anyways, Galesburg. And then July is. Why am I blinking now? This is great. Hence why I need the caffeine to remember everything here. July is the Operation Lifesaver baseball game, and August is IRM. So we are going to truck this train up a little bit. I'll probably go 20 minutes for the video. So, of course, it's going to be slow until we get to this downhill pace, and we're going to be like, okay, summer plans, and we're gonna have Chicago trips throughout to where we can have a blast without worrying about all the nonsense of being enjoying our summer while we have it. Okay, now we are pushing still 104. What are our temps? Check that real quick. Ooh, they're a little spicy. We're gonna leave that up while we are pushing here. Here's your guys' shot here. Of it rounding the bend. Hopefully we get to a railroad crossing here soon, because I don't want to push this video any further than I have to. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the series of me randomly picking up the camera and doing things. See, that does have a K flag on it. That's awesome. So we are. How far are we from the next signal? 0.7. So let's look. Oh, it's right here. So where's the crossing? I'm backing up near it. Alright, we should be getting close. Well, I hope so, because the train is right there. It's right here. Okay. There's your little bit of a crossing sequence. And now we're up to speed. Look at that. Our attempts have since subsided. Cool. Alright, we are coming down the grade. So now we can go ahead and activate dynamic. Here's another yard. That spurs off to the right there. I do want to slow a bit, so I'll activate dynamics because we are doing 2 over, and BTC would not be happy right now. But no, just a little bit more on my sponsor here. I'm not gonna wipe on it too much, but the one and the type I've still been using is the mystery flavor. And I gotta say it's pretty good. I'm not a fan of mystery flavors at all, but it does taste great. Not to mention there's all these super good vitamins and whatnot that are inside of this. So, and again, it's also, you don't get jitters unless you over exceed the servings. So normally you can only have 2 bottles a day, versus some of the name brand companies are 1 bottle. This one you can have 2, so that's nice. And the energy comes from essentially the coffee bean fruit, so it's natural caffeine that works really well. Okay, where are we coming up to? We are coming up to a yard. Should be a yard up here. Progress signals all the way. And let you guys know what you guys want to see on the channel too. I will do some gaming stuff here and there, whether it be like RSU or Run 8, or there's possibly being a Railroader and like Derail Valley. That's some of the stuff that I've been looking at to get into. There is a possibility for us to get into the model side too. I'm in a part of a model railroad club where we are building the BNSF Chicago subdivision in N scale. So there's a lot of fun challenges with that, especially when it comes to the yards. The way that we have it set up is I'm tackling one of the yards. So I'm tackling the yard that I actually was just at yesterday. So nice big fun stuff. I will be posting on socials here whenever I get done with this video. So when I say get done with it, I mean like finish editing, upload, channel stuff, all that. So I'm trying not to bore you guys out with all this stuff, but we are coming up to another grade crossing as I am going severely under speed, but it's because we are doing a mile, 1 point downhill, like a 1.5 grade down, so it was a pain in the ass. Oh, that's great. I forgot to change the date and time on this, so now we are at the end of 2020. We all know what happened in 2020. I don't have to explain it. But this game, I'll kind of give like a brief overview. I can go change it real quick, even though it's going to make the game insanely bright. Down here, use system time. Bam. Now we're present day and it's bright and sunny. Even though it's kind of getting ready to rain. Let me look. Where's my weather? Graphics. No, weather. Dude. Wow. Yeah, this was 55 there. I didn't even notice. No. Oh well. We do have a grade crossing up here with a southern caboose. Oh, you're gonna put that on auto. There's your caboose on the and we are going through a yard. Yard's more back up in there. You can see with all the green lines back there. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna cut it here just because we're getting ready for some rain, and then I have my entire windows behind me are wide open, and like I get ready to close them. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and me giving you guys a little bit of a life update on top of all the events that I'll be attending all throughout the next few months. Thank you all for watching, and until next time.